This week, QAnon did what QAnon is going to do. A Michigan man who apparently was a big enthusiast of the conspiracy theory took it seriously and murdered his wife and badly injured one of his daughters in an act of violence, apparently inspired by his obsession with this conspiracy theory. You can see the reporting there. I don't know if that's actually his lawn, but it's certainly representative. What's fascinating about this tragic story is that the initial details of it were actually posted before much of the reporting, like from big outlets, understood who this guy was and why he did what he did. Details of his descent into violent extremism were posted on Reddit, actually, by his 21-year-old daughter, Rebecca Lanis, under the title, "My Qdad snapped and killed my family this morning." I actually saw that thread before I saw any of this reporting. I think for a lot of people, that's how they learned about this terrible story. And so, look, obviously, it was very reasonable to question early on if this was true. There weren't a lot of details provided early on, that you could verify it with just the tragic details of what had happened. But no, eventually, police confirmed what had actually happened. Lanis was a 53-year-old, shot his wife, Tina, and his daughter, Rachel. He eventually did die. Shot 4 times in the hand. It's so devastating, his wife. Rachel, the daughter, was hit in the back and leg by shotgun blasts, but managed, despite being injured grievously, to crawl away, raise the alarm, I believe contacted the police there, and is thankfully now in stable condition. But Tina, the wife, did die. Lanis also killed the family dog, which apparently is a Great Pyrenees, shooting it multiple times. When the cops arrived, he fired at the cops. He apparently struck one of their cars, as well as another building beyond it. Thankfully, no one was harmed in that, but the police did shoot back, and he did die as a result of it. Now, Rebecca, the daughter who thankfully was not at the site of the shooting and provided the information about this guy, said that he had originally been extremely loving and happy when she was growing up, but that he was ruined, in her words, by the internet. She says, in 2020, after Trump lost, my dad started going down the Q rabbit hole. He kept reading conspiracy theories about the stolen election, Trump, vaccines. He also said he wanted to keep us safe and healthy. It kept getting worse, and he verbally snapped at us a few times. Nothing physical, though. He never got physical with anybody until, of course, he finally did. She goes on to say, right-wing extremism is not funny, and people need to watch their relatives. And if they have guns, they need to hide them or report them or something, because this is out of control. Now, look, this isn't the first act of violence, even murderous violence of someone obsessed with QAnon. It's one of the reasons that over the last 4 or 5 years, we focused so much on this. Because, look, maybe this guy was going to be some brand of crazy anyway. Maybe QAnon simply flavored it. But maybe it didn't just do that. Maybe it radicalized him. Maybe it took a little bit of paranoia or a little bit of a predisposition to be interested in conspiracy theories and directed it in a life and death manner. With this guy being told constantly that everything that happens in the world is being controlled by a corrupt few, pedophiles, all violent, murderous pedophiles, and you need to keep your family safe. You know why? Because the government is coming for them. They're coming for your guns, and they're going to forcibly vaccinate you, and you need to do something. I don't know in this particular case whether things would have been different if QAnon had never become a thing. But I do know that this family has been absolutely devastated, and many have. Many, by the way, where it doesn't descend to violence, but a person who used to be a part of a family, suddenly all they are is an enthusiast for QAnon. And it has broken apart so many families. And so, look, if over the past couple of years, we've put a lot of time, maybe even more time than you would have preferred, into rebutting conspiracy theories about vaccines or the CDC or the election or January 6th. This is one of the reasons we do that, and why we call out the grifters that dabble in these little things for money and clicks and fame and Patreon supporters and all that. This has a real world impact for this family, more so than most, but there have been so many who have been absolutely devastated by this. And, the heart goes out to this family. Like, Rebecca has lost her mom. Her sister is terribly injured by this, thankfully stable, but you can never put this family back together.